Hello, man, and hello, the ideas of man. This gathering is not like any gathering. This gathering is one where the human being begins to remember its experiential source. This gathering is one where the idea of man begins to look at itself. And as that deeper gaze is found, could you ever define the infinite change within you, the infinite change around you, the infinite change that is going through you? As one becomes aware of all modalities, there is the awareness that all can be let go of. And so it seems as if some men break bridges and others see cliffs with different edges. The choice of man is to be more than man. And so that subtlety and awareness in how manifestation is kept for you will give you a permission beyond any reality's fluctuation. You are no longer a certain type of doer. You have always been present as existence. And so as one finds the emptiness in their reality by recognizing that they were shaping it through their considerations, what happens when one has nothing to say? Look at what is the epitome of your experience. This world is one that requires involvement, and in that involvement, new abilities will be activated, for your vision is bringing forth new realities. Once you notice that the room has a door, you are always the exit and the entrance. When you observe how reality is developed in the awareness of man, you see that he has to identify something individually and to consider an objective realm to even have a justification for what all this communication means. Because you think the people who created language, they did not have fear? Every being is experiencing fear because it is self-conceived. You thought you were free, others just saw it was all empty. If you are in the human experience, you must observe certain things immediately so that you become aware of your consciousness in a different manner. And so that really doesn't have an image for you to think or have someone convince you of. It really has a significance when you realize it is for you to search to see where your greatness comes from. In other words, when you can't get an answer, when you ask a question, what can be done? You can either stay where the problem is, or you can move to the vicinity where the answer is standing greatly. An integrative mind recognizes that all bodies are present fractally. So we are creating illusion, but we are directly experiencing it. So who was eluded? A new renaissance in the existential search of what is within mankind must be done now. It must be done, and it is being done, and it's as if these seeds were planted before man could even think of where to find water. And it's important, guys, that there was this quote on enlightenment, and I'm not really sure by who, but I could understand its significance. And the quote was, "Enlightenment is, in the end, nothing more than the natural state of being." And I'm pretty sure this is the Buddha's quote, or something similar. Anyways, but it's very important because it's saying this higher realized state of being that people are seeking to gain more ability and understanding is, in the end, in other words, at the end of your conception and consideration of space and time, nothing more than the natural states of being. Your simplicity is eternal, your complexity is temporal. I think we just figured it out, no? And so, of course, it's very important to see where the maintenance of man is coming, because if you constantly think that you are an idea trying to survive, an idea trying to maintain this body, you are creating a filter of ignorance where you are not accepting the natural flows. Why are people calling themselves spiritual, non-spiritual, atheist, religious, all these labels? Why are there labels? Look at the nature of your being. It is progressing. Every idea is passing through. It seems we are the entrance and exit of the cosmos. In this reality, in this plane. And so, who is the pilot of consciousness? Who is that being who is willing to look at reality to a depth never known to man and perhaps will not be known to man? Are you ready to see what this existence has made you exist for? We have no time for leaders. Any being who is present among another being, increase ability through existential clarity and realize that our rebellion now is to save our nature. Our rebellion now is to hold and make our actions express our internal realities need to be our health. So if I am walking in a wasteland, in my mind, there are greener pastures in which I am thinking of greater harvests. Do you see? And so that is the effort that we need to put, because when you get the certainty of your multidimensionality, it is a formless observance of the presence that was always here, a presence that can change history, because it is the presence that is the origin of all that you may know. It is your moment, and that is significant. Can someone judge your moment? We are all existing within a moment. And so perhaps when you find Mr. Within, time and space must crumble, for the gates will not open unless you have seen what you are. You think people renounce it because they had to act? Do you think we are here to renounce our desires just for fun? It is for experience and the search for the knower that has always begun, because we are all moving towards an end. You have been given a possibility. A stage is here. You are thrown into the act. And now wonder, dear actor, wonder. Once you know you are an actor, had the performance ever begun? It's a very interesting phenomenon, Mr. Within finds that when you go search for eternity, you seem to always be a step behind because the timing seems to be off. And so what is implied of a reality where all the things you want, you feel you're a step behind of? If you're a step behind, the person that is failing in everything, that is a suggestion that his state of consciousness, it is not tuned. He is not activated. His vision is still seeing a depressed being. That is a very low level of creation. So what that means is if you're going to see a stressed being, if you dare to make the image of yourself lesser than you know it to be, you will begin to see that you must chaotically judge it. So become the stress as if the whole world brought this chaos upon you. And understand the chaos to see why you have been in your order. For just like the Buddha, he was born in a reality where his father did not want him to become a holy man. His father was trying to hide him, and so desire was given. And until that first day, I don't know what age he was, in his teens, as he steps out for the first time, he begins to see that the world is not the world he has known. He is seeing his existential responsibility, his happiness, success were all based on one view, because experience means that the viewer is omniscient. Experience means in that moment where the skydiver is about to open his parachute, he is in a silence, in a stillness, where him and the clouds are the same. And the limitlessness of the sky is the profundity of how action is observed beyond action. As you know, you have always known. As you see, you have always seen. As you hear, you have always heard. As you be, you have always been. And remember, there is no need to accept a dreamer when you know you're a dreamer.